Pokemon Legends ZA has been out for almost a month at this point, and just like with most Pokemon games, there have been a ton of glitches discovered. So I thought it would be the perfect time to make a video showing you every single glitch that currently works in Legends ZA. Our first glitch is one that actually leads into the second glitch in this video, which is shiny cloning. This simple but extremely useful glitch allows you to duplicate almost any wild shiny Pokemon by abusing the slots dedicated to keep wild shiny Pokemon around. All you have to do is first find a wild shiny Pokemon, which is easier said than done of course. But then once you have one, you want to make it aggro onto you, and then bring it as far away from its spawn that you can. At some point during this chase, the Pokemon will decide to turn around and start heading back to its spawn, and that's when you save and restart your game. Once you are back in, you should see your original Pokemon where you left it, but if you go back to its spawn, then you will also find an exact clone of it, and now you'll be free to catch both of them. Moving on to the second glitch, we have the Wild Zone 26 Alphas glitch. This recently discovered glitch allows you to increase the amount of spawns in a wild zone, which is perfect for shiny hunting. To start, you'll want to go into the wild zone and get some of the Pokemon to aggro onto you, and then bring them to the bridge going over the small creek. Just a little further ahead of this, the Pokemon would start turning around and head back to its spawn. So to prevent that, we need to start running towards the gate, and as soon as we get out of it, we need to save and restart our game, which will reset how far away the Pokemon thinks it is from its original spawn. Once you load back in, you'll then want to walk down to this door just past the Pokemon Center, and then save and restart your game once again. And for the final step of this setup, once you walk back into the wild zone, you should see the Pokemon that you tried to bring to the creek just chilling there. Now you'll want to bring your Alpha back under the tower, make it lose your aggro onto you, and then save and restart your game again. And then finally, once you're back in, fly to the Pokemon Center just outside of Wild Zone 20, which will add the Pokemon we just brought back under the tower as an extra spawn under there. Now you'll want to repeat the steps that we just did until you end up with a total of 6 Alphas under the tower, which is the max that you can get with this glitch. At this point, you'll be done with the actual setup and you can start the actual shiny hunting cycle. The main thing you need to do is go through a loading screen. So the easiest way to do this in my opinion is to fly to the Pokemon Center right outside of Wild Zone 20, which will re-roll all of the Pokemon to be possibly shiny each time. The other option is to use the bench inside of Wild Zone 20, but this will only re-roll some of the alpha Pokemon instead of all of them, so the Pokemon Center might be the better option. The next quote-unquote glitch isn't really a glitch, but more so just an exploit, but I still felt like it needed to be put in this video regardless, which is the AFK shiny hunting method in Wild Zone 3. All you have to do is go into this building in Wild Zone 3 and go up the stairs once, but don't move after the loading screen gets done. At this point, all you have to do is find something to hold down on your joystick, and your player will go up and down the stairs automatically, which will re-roll all of the Pokemon in the Wild Zone each time you go through a loading screen, only leaving the shiny ones behind thanks to the 10 dedicated wild shiny Pokemon slots the game has. And finally, for the last glitch in this video, we have bench clipping. This glitch allows you to walk in the air for roughly 40 seconds by exploiting how benches work. To do this, you will first need to find a bench that you can walk on top of due to the objects beside it, like the benches outside of Pokemon Centers. Once you have your bench, you will notice that if you try to get on top of it, you will just automatically get pushed off. However, if you pay attention, you will notice that the option for the bench still appears for a bit as you are getting pushed off of it. If you manage to activate the bench at the right time during this, almost at the peak of your fall, you will see that the normal bench text still pops up, but then you will also be walking in the air towards whatever direction you were facing when you went into the glitch. You will stay in this situation until you either back out of the bench options yourself, or eventually you'll just start falling even with the bench options opened after about roughly 40 seconds. Now admittedly, there isn't too many uses for this at the moment other than breaking out of the tutorial at the start of the game, which can lead to various soft locks if you're into that type of thing, but hopefully we'll see more come of it soon.